when making a search on Google, you want to find relevant information, and that relevant information is my client. And so just being sure that for relevant searches, my client is there at the top of the page for visibility. And yeah, so
But how did you find this career path? Were you like in college thinking, you know what I'm really passionate about is Google Ads, or did you like what led to this path?
yeah, so I began in marketing. And from there, I had an interest in data analytics and specifically marketing research. And so going down that path, I've had a number of like marketing research roles and data analytics roles. My previous agency, I was in a very niche PPI role, really just allocating budgets between vendors that were producing the best performance. And so that is like how I kind of made my way into Google Ads, I will say, or like performance marketing. Um, Once I was there and saw how niche my role was, I knew that I always wanted to be in a role where I had greater say in a client's account, like their overall strategy. I don't want to be just um, like a last stitch effort in their strategy. So um, Google Ads is definitely something that um, is just a part of the strategy, and I'm able to feedback findings to other departments and work with other departments.
Yeah. What was it about analytics that attracted you in the first place? Is math just always come easy to you? Do you like the problem solving of it? Like what aspect attracted you initially?
Yeah, I think data analytics is fun. It's one of those things where you find yourself when you're working on it and doing work with it, you just like lose yourself in time. And so what attracted me to data analytics is probably just being able to gain understandings that you wouldn't be able to have without. I've been in a lot of marketing courses, I feel, where, I don't know, everyone has ideas, but being able to back that up with data is something that I'd like to be a part of.
To me, it's a puzzle that you're putting together, and you're using math, you're using numbers, and sometimes you think you've got the puzzle piece put together, and then you're like, "Oops, actually, no, I don't." Like I found another piece that disagrees with this, and now I got to solve that. And in some cases, you can really go down these rabbit holes of the picture just getting clearer and clearer and clearer. But there's also the reality of like I can't spend forever on this. I got to like put together the best picture with the time I've got, and we got to move forward. And
Yeah, yeah,
how do how do you deal with that?
there are all the rabbit holes, and you can spend so much time in each one. So um, it really comes down to what the end goal of is of the client, and just being sure that you're focusing on objectives that are benefiting reaching that goal.
Yeah. Do you ever feel like there's a temptation to maybe react to too little data? Like you see something, you're like, "Ooh, that gives me an idea," but then you realize, "Oh, we don't have enough data to support this. That's just like a minor little piece of information, right? We need to wait and collect more data because it might swing the other way potentially." Do you feel like you run into that from time to time, or have you
Yeah,
seen
for
that in your
sure.
previous stints at other gigs?
Yeah, for sure. I would say that those little bits of information um, are inspiring, and there's something to go off of. Um, yeah.
What did you expect when you joined the native team? I'm sure you got a chance to meet a few people before you came in. Like, what was your expectation? What has it been like since you joined?
My expectation, I would say, coming from another agency um, in which we were all very siloed in our roles, I was expecting something a little less, just from my understanding. Um, Siloed. And so coming into the role, it's been great in terms of how collaborative the departments are, um, how much of an open environment we work in, um, all really conducive to just a good work life.
Yeah. What's the benefit of working kind of cross discipline that you see?
Being able to work with like the creative team. And so in my understanding of paid search before I came here, there are some people who like you do it all, but being able to like gain insights from like other departments is something that I appreciate and value.
Yeah, yeah, it's something I've always appreciated in my career. You know, I'm not a specialist in any shape. I've always been a journalist, and when you're a journalist, like you crave like feeding off of other people who maybe are specialists, so you can learn from that. So I also just think it's the best way to eliminate blind spots that we all have, right? Is to see someone else's perspective and like, oh, okay, I see the picture more clearly now that I see it from your angle as well. So I think there's benefits to that. It's why we've intentionally set the group up the way we have, is to where you do interact with people. There's obviously benefits to being specialized and working in very niche silos, but I also think it leads to blindness oftentimes, and you just be very good at that one thing and you kind of miss the bigger picture pretty often, I think. Was that your experience when you were in a more siloed org chart?
Yeah, so I worked in PPI, and in that role, my duties were not part of the overall strategy. And so I had no clue what was going on. I didn't know how to support it.
If someone said, hey, can you help us solve the bigger problem? You're like, I don't even know what the bigger problem is. Like, I'm not even, I mean, was that the feeling?
Basically.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of organizations set up like that. And sometimes it's a victim of being in a large organization, which is great for some people. It's not, I don't think it's what turns us on, right? Like we want to get our arms around the whole problem and try to solve as big of a problem as we can. That's rewarding for us. So everybody's got their own thing, but this is the thing that we're after. Have there been any like pleasant surprises since joining Native? Anything that is like surprising to you about the way the team works or anything like that?
I would say more of that everything is just new to me, especially just being new in my career and kind of soaking it all in. I think this has just been a great start.
What have been some of the types of projects or things that you've spent your time on that have been more rewarding than others?
I would say like keyword research analysis has been a good time. Being able to do that research and present results. Making optimizations in the Google Ads accounts take time. And so I've been here for a number of months and I've been able to see results, which is really exciting.